Today, we're flying on an aircraft that's going through a little bit of an identity crisis. The aircraft for today used to fly with Mexican low-cost carrier Mexicana, but will actually be on a small regional carrier called Tar Aerolineas. Tar focuses on serving the inter-Mexico regional market to fill all the gaps that are left behind by everyone else. They operate a fleet of 3 active ARJ-145s with the point-to-point route structure, just meaning that they'll fly non-stop between 2 secondary airports without connecting through a central hub. Despite them being convenient for serving their random regional routes around western Mexico, they've also gotten criticized for being extremely unreliable, even a scam, or just being the worst airline in Mexico. They've left passengers stranded with little to no compensation. So, if this works out the way I hope, then we'll be taking them from Monterrey, where I left off with Aeromexico last time, through Aguascalientes, then to Puerto Vallarta. So, how well will they take care of us on board with their small regional jet? The ARJ-145 is pretty notorious for being too small and uncomfortable to most people. So, will this one be any different? What's going on, guys? Casey Flower here. We'll see how reliable these guys actually are in reality, despite what the internet says. Yeah, I'm about to get scammed and book a last-minute Viva flight, aren't I? Let's go check in. Okay, the check-in desk is habitable. That's always a good sign. Aguascalientes and Puerto Vallarta. English? No. Okay. Check in to Puerto Vallarta.
May I see your ID, please?
Yes.
Check-in bag?
Just the backpack.
Your flight is Puerto Vallarta. Okay, R2.
Gracias. On time so far?
Yes.
Thank you. Down in the boarding area for the first flight out to Aguascalientes. Yeah, so far so good. Check-in was pretty straightforward, so it was just a standard show up, give her my passport, tell her where I was going, and then 30 seconds later I got my boarding pass back. Asked her if everything was on time, and yeah, it was. So far so good. And the monitor down here at the gate seems to agree with that everything is on time. So if all goes well, theoretically, we'll be boarding in about 5 minutes from now. Boarding a bus, actually. We're at a remote gate, so there's going to be a bus that's going to pull up and drive us out to the plane, and we'll board it that way. I just went up and grabbed a bag of Lay's potato chips to serve as my very nutritious breakfast this morning to get me going, because honestly, who knows what we'll get on board for snacks. But in a matter of minutes, we'll meet our bus, get on it, and that'll be followed by boarding our Embraer 145 out to Aguascalientes and Puerto Vallarta. And it was only about 10 minutes past our scheduled boarding time until it was go time. We actually just ended up having to walk out the doors and go down the path out to the plane to board from the ground. The aircraft for both flights will be the 25-year-old X-Ray Alpha Mike Bravo Romeo. Huh. That's an interesting livery for a Tar Aerolineas plane. She started her career with Transstates in October of 1999 as November 809 Hotel Kilo. Then in February went to South Korea with Korea Express Air in 2017 as Hotel Lima 8094, before finally making it to Mexicana in November of 2024, then to Tar where she is now this past January of 2025. My seat all the way through will be 18C, with a width of 17, a pitch of 31, and a recline of 3.
The flight to Aguascalientes will be 50 minutes, and we will be flying hard at a little above 28% temperature level. Now, request attention to the following safety demonstration. Thanks for choosing us and enjoy your flight.
Alright, already taxiing actually on the Tar Aerolineas Embraer 145. Despite the Mexicana livery we have, this is a Tar operated aircraft, just to paint it over. So yeah, if anything, we're actually getting out 10 minutes early. Right as I got to my seat and settled in, they were already playing the seat demonstration and pushing back, so I wasn't able to film the seat intro until now when we're taxiing. But as far as the seat goes, yeah, it's a standard regional jet economy seat. Pretty okay pitch. 31 inches of locum down there. But yeah, no in-seat power, no seat back IFE, none of that. Sorry, I got pretty bare bone, but hey, yeah, that's all we need. But we'll see what they do for a snack and or drink service once we get airborne, if that's even a thing. But yeah, we're holding short right now, and we'll be airborne, and I'll catch you guys about 10 minutes after takeoff. Alright, airborne out of Monterey and on our way on the 50-minute flight down to Aguascalientes. The terrain outside looks absolutely beautiful, so despite not having any IFE or in-seat power, looking outside is going to be my primary form of entertainment. There's also no Wi-Fi, as to be expected. I looked into my Wi-Fi settings to see if there was anything. Nothing came up. I wasn't expecting there to be anything, but nothing came up. But other than that, the flight attendant is coming through with a drink cart with maybe snacks. But it's a drink cart. I saw some drinks on there, so there is something. So once he gets to us, we can go ahead and see what he has for us and see how it is. Just water's fine. Yeah, thank you. No ice, thank you. Yeah. So just water and orange juice you have? Is it just water and orange juice you have?
Orange juice?
Is it, no, I'm asking if it's just water and orange juice you have.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can hear.
I was just asking if it was just water or orange juice you had, like for drink options.
Yeah.
Okay, I got, yeah, water's fine.
Diet Coke, Pepsi,
Oh, okay, Diet Coke would be nice. Yeah, yeah, thank you. No, that's fine. Diet Coke, thank you so much. Okay, the drink cart eventually got to me. There weren't any snacks on it that I could see, so just drinks. And I asked him if all he had was the orange juice and water. And he also said that he also had Pepsi and Coke. And I said, oh, interesting, cool. Can I have a Coke? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll get it for you. So he offered me the Coke, and I accepted it. But that was 15 minutes ago, and he still hasn't come back with anything. So I don't know where he was. He kind of just disappeared with the cart and isn't coming back. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe he'll give it to me as I deplane because it's up there and he can't come back for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. We're continuing on to Puerto Vallarta, so we'll see if we get anything then. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. But yeah, if he does end up coming back with it before I land, I'll let you know. But yeah, we're actually almost to our top descent to start heading down into Aguascalientes. Okay, 30 minutes went by and I had to ask him about my drink again, and he just forgot it.
I'm sorry, I'm so ashamed about it.
You're so good. Don't worry about it, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. No big deal. Yeah, he was pretty apologetic about it, But right after I asked about it, he went back up front to grab my soda, and I got it. But instead of getting Diet Coke, he gave me Diet Pepsi, which is fine. It doesn't really matter to me anymore after waiting for 30 minutes. But yeah, it's not a big deal. He was totally apologetic about it, and he was really, really chill. So really, really cool guy overall. But yeah, we now have a drink to enjoy during our final descent into Aguascalientes. So I'll catch you guys on the ground in about 5 minutes. And just like that, we were down in Aguascalientes and kissed the ground on touchdown to make up for that sporty approach. After parking, the passengers continuing on were able to stay on board as the crew cleaned the plane and turned it around. Before long, the new passengers were boarding for Puerto Vallarta. And before we all knew it, we were headed out for another on-time departure. We got out so quick that I didn't even have time to film a proper segment in my seat before pushback. That's 2 for 2 today. Alright, taxiing out to the runway for the quick 45-minute flight over to Puerto Vallarta. Little known fun fact, Puerto Vallarta was actually my very first international airport I've ever flown into. So that's kind of cool that I'm heading back there so many years later. But yeah, on the flight back, I'm going to use the time to rate and review the airline using my Channel Original rating system. I just call it the Raleigh rating scale because my first name is Raleigh. If you're new here, I use it to rate 6 different categories to rate the airline overall and see how well the airline did at each category. But if you're not new here and you're a regular, welcome back. Good job. You made it this far. We're on the second leg. Here we go. So let's go ahead and see how Tar Aerolineas did today. The service was a 10 out of 10, as I don't think I've ever had this chill of a flight attendant in a long time. We chatted a little bit about what I was doing on this random flight and my role in aviation. Friendly would definitely be an understatement for this guy. His cart service was very thorough, and happy to go into more detail about which drinks he had upon my request. I just wish he would have made the soda options a little bit more visible on the first flight, as he did on the second one. This is only so he wouldn't have to ask specifically, as there's no menu provided or anything. Somebody at the seat across from me asked for a Coke too. Honestly, it was pretty wholesome about how sorry he was about forgetting my extra drink choice, and how hustled he was to get back to me to make it up. Super nice guy overall, and if I were to criticize one thing, it would to just be how sorry he was. The cleanliness was a 9 out of 10, as it was almost spotless for being as old as it was. There were some minor dirty spots scattered throughout, but not obvious. Overall, very clean seats, pretty good tray tables, and cabin interior. The Wi-Fi was a 0 out of 10, as there was not any available. The food was an 8 out of 10. It wasn't bad for a regional airline. There was a great amount of drink selection with the water, juice, Coke, Pepsi, and in addition on the second flight, 7-Up and Lager. He just ran out of the Coke, so I just got the infamous substitute. That said, options would probably be limited on the soda choices. There weren't any snacks of any kind at all offered on the cart, so just bring your own. But if you know anything about the snack availability on the other Tar flights, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. The entertainment was a 0 out of 10, as nothing was provided by the airline to keep us busy. No seatback IFE to watch anything, so bring your own device. No internet to connect to, so download content. And no in-seat power, so charge your device or bring a portable charger. The seat was a 6 out of 10, as it was the standard regional jet economy seat. It had the standard legroom and width to what it would be on anything else anyway, so it's not small. As mentioned, and goes without saying, but it's bare bones, so there's no seatback IFE monitor or in-seat power. So that puts the overall rating for the airline at a 5.5 out of 10. But does a 5.5 out of 10 mean that you shouldn't fly the airline? Well, going back to the question we asked during the intro, if they're unreliable in reality, well, today was a really bad example of that. It was kind of the opposite. They got us out on time, actually, if anything, 10 minutes early on both flights today. By the time I got to my seat and wanted to film the segment in my seat before pushback, I didn't have the time to do that on both flights just because they were just getting at it and getting everything together, and the safety demos and the welcome aboard demonstrations all together to just get us out as soon as possible. And they did that. There are times on both of them where we were getting through the safety demos, like as we were taxiing, like as we were holding short of the runway. Like, they were very quick, no delays whatsoever, very reliable. But if you end up flying them and they end up canceling on you, then yeah, just know your privileges, know what you can do as a passenger, know what you're entitled to have as a paying passenger of the airline. Buy travel insurance so you can do that to be on the safe side. But yeah, know your rights as a traveler. If you end up flying them and they cancel on you, talk to customer service, always communicate. But yeah, the flight itself overall, my final thoughts, yeah, it was pretty standard for a regional airline. Embraer 145, my favorite aircraft to film on, aircraft type to film on. But yeah, that'll do it for this one, and I look forward to bringing you guys on the next adventure. Bye for now.